of malnutrition and efficient disease very high among Africans. The incidence of infant mortality is one of the highest in the world. The lack of human dignity and feelings like ours is the direct result of the policy of white supremacy. White supremacy implies black inferiority. Legislation designed to prevent white supremacy and threatens this notion. I have dedicated my life to this struggle of the African people. I have fought against white domination, and I have fought against black domination. I have cherished the idea of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an idea for which I hope to live and to see realized. But my Lord, even if it be, it is an idea for which I am prepared to die.
Madiba didn't get an applause from the audience on that day, but should you think that that requires it today, please do so. There's hours and hours of these recordings that are available. I don't know how and where it can be placed so that it is accessible. I think Arts and Culture tried to do something, and there's bits and pieces on its website. But I want you to imagine that in a better quality with visuals being played in this court, with young people coming here, listening to this, engaging with the trial. It can be a powerful platform. But there are people who are still criminals and others who are on trial, and this court has other usages. So, a very special part of the program, I hand over to our Youth Activism Program Manager, Obakeng Khachek. Obakeng? Oh, sorry.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bolton and Dumelang. My name is Rivonia, and I serve as the Youth Activism Program Manager at the Ahmed Kathrala Foundation. So I saw the judge here speaking without even reading notes, or maybe I did not notice. I'm not at that stage yet. Today, we not only honor the legacy of the Rivonia trialists, but also acknowledge the role played by their families. This segment of the program is built on the understanding that the struggle for freedom came at a great personal cost, with many families separated, disrupted and affected by the imprisonment and exile of their loved ones. We acknowledge the untold stories of hardship, anxiety and uncertainty they endured, often behind the scenes, while their family members fought for our collective freedom. With that being said, please help me welcome representatives from the families of some of the Rivonia trialists who are joining us here today to share with us their 4 minutes reflections on what the trial meant for them and their families. And first up, on behalf of Ntate Elias Motsoaledi's family, we are joined by his son, Ntate Kokoi Motsoaledi, who will be joining me in the front shortly.
I'm glad you got my name correctly. It's actually Koko Imzwane. Let me first start by saying, when my father was arrested, I was not born yet. I was actually born 2 months after his arrest. On the 10th of August, 1963, after he had been arrested on the 11th of June, 1963, the same year. So, I chose a very, very tricky date to come on earth. And on this day, when they were sentenced to life imprisonment, my mother was in detention. She had been arrested on the 13th of February 1964. Yes. Under the 90 days without trial detention laws. So when the 90 days ended, as she was about to walk out the door, they rearrested her for another 90 days. And when she was arrested, I was only 6 months old. She was arrested right here in this court when she was attending the trial. And now you can imagine the situation at home. There were only children left there. First, my grandmother came to take me as the baby of the family, to look after me, to take care of me. And she looked after the family as well. It was almost, if I may put it in those ways, to say it was disastrous. A very, very difficult time in our lifetime as a family. You know, when you face times like that, people think you got support, but let me start by saying it was people ran away from the police. They did not want to be associated with people like the Rivonia tribes, people who fought against apartheid, for obvious reasons that they were afraid of the police and the government of the day. It even affected the family itself, in the sense that no one in the family wanted to come closer to us, to an extent that none of my father's siblings actually visited him whilst he was in prison. For the 26 years he was in prison. That's how afraid they were of the police. And their first reaction when they heard that he had been arrested and sentenced to life imprisonment, their thought, I think, they thought he was not coming back. Everybody thought so. In fact, life imprisonment at the time meant life. And they will never be seen again. And I remember, or let me say, as it was explained to me later on by my mother, that when she came back, after spending 162 days in detention, she came back. I was 11 months old at the time when she came back. And I actually ran from her, ran into my grave, because I thought my grandmother was my mother. And later on, I reunited with her as her son. And let me say this in short, that life was very, very, very difficult, contrary to what people may have thought. But I want to say that I'm proud that my father was part of the people that brought the liberation to this country. Amara.
Thank you so much. So the signal will be me moving closer, then it means time is not on our side, because I cannot ask my elders to leave the stage. On behalf of the Cathroda family, I would like to invite in front Ms. Zora Cathroda to give us her 4-minute reflection. And I would like to request that Desi Longangeni to join me on a chair that I'm going to put over here, as he will be joining me in front after Ms. Zora Cathroda gives us her reflection.
Respected elders, friends from the legal fraternity. My name is Zora Kathrada, the niece of Ahmed Kathrada, also fondly known as Uncle Kathy, or in the family we used to call him Nana. So I have to start off by a bit of humor. You know, I must say that our forefathers who were sentenced in this very court, they still had a great sense of humor. So the reason why we ran late today, so Nana and I, we come from a small town called Schweizer. It's like a farm. So whenever I had to take Nana to a function, by the way, I was his PA as well. I was looking for a PA at the time, and I was his PA. So whenever we had to go to functions and we run late, and he used to tell me, and he was always meticulous with time. And he used to say, but you are late again. And I would remind him, Nana, remember we are from a small farm, we are farmers. There are no robots in Schweizer. There's one main road. So how do you expect me to come to a city with so many robots? Then I come to Pretoria, then my cousin Nazira, another farmer who's my co-pilot. I'm the driver, she's the co-pilot, and we both get lost. Even after China sends us the pin location. So, in June 1964, and ladies don't like to tell their age, but I was only 3 years old when my uncle and them and his trialists were sentenced to life imprisonment. There was 6 in the family, 6 siblings, Nana being the 4th, my dad, the 2nd, and then cousin here, her mum, the only sister. And my aunt had a farm called Hesse, and that's where, growing up as children, my uncles and my aunt, we used to go a lot to Hesse, which was about 20 kilometers from Schweizer. And that's where we used to hear the story of our uncle who was sentenced to life imprisonment on Hesse farm. And the trials the family had to face after, and the challenges they had to face after the sentencing. So my uncles and my dad had a shop, a general dealer in Switzerland, and the cops used to be there from morning till night to make sure there's no customers come to the shop, and they had to guard the shop to make sure that there's no income coming in. So my dad and his siblings used to go out at night, fill the car with some groceries and whatever they used to sell, and go out to the rural areas to make ends meet. And that's how they went on with the